And welcome back once again, regular gamers. We're adjusting the camera to see how it goes at a little bit of a bigger height. And now I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do some panel lining. But just going to have some liquid while I go. Not panel lining per se, sorry, my apologies. Highlighting. So I have my glasses ready to go. And get some water on the old brush. And we'll get in here and we'll just change the slight colour along here. It's the intent of just the outsides of these engines, leave the rest of it the way it is. And I'm going to be happy with what I've done because it is at least trying something different, something new. I kind of did go around the outside of one of those completely, so let's, like so. Just make sure we get all of this fully then, seeing as we're going around now. Like so. Oops, a bit more on the brush there. And that one's all done. So we've redone that one now, which, you know, thank God. We can go in here and get a light colour around the edge, a light blue. Something different. Just to try and break up the darkness of that colour. And then we will be able to go in and start doing the last of, I don't know why I pushed him too far away, because I need to do all the silver on those sections. While I'm thinking about it, I will do the silver on all the crosser suits I've done the panel lining on, just to make life a little easier, then I won't forget, because you know that's what I like to do, goddamn forget what I'm up to. But in doing so, I will actually enable myself to be in a much better position, because well, you didn't have the blue put through, did you? You did. That's go, lovely. And then 1, 2, 3, and back to the thing. 1, 2, 3. Spin it around, and we'll do the same on the other side. Makes life a little easier. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're getting there for our into this while we're still thinking about it. We're getting into nearly completing the 2,000 points for Bendigo Open. Going off what I need to do, finish these crisis suits for one, which will actually get me pretty close, and then I've got to pull out my piranha, which means getting it back out of the tub wherever I bloody put it last. I can't remember. Well, I played a game with it recently, so it's probably sitting in a box where I used it, the box that I took it into the game with. I also need to go ahead and I'm going to have to say I'm going to need to super glue, which I'm going to have to find the goddamn super glue. A butt ton of a metric butt ton of blue, good one. A metric butt ton of, which is so many. Shit, my brain is gone now. Magnets to the bottoms of a few guys, because they ain't going to stick in the case that they are supposedly going to go in. So let's again change up brushes. It's a nice big one. There it is. And again, we will go in with, before we do that, I'm going to go to a smallish brush, not overly too big. We'll get the lead belcher out. What we're thinking about this, we will go ahead and paint the screw pieces here, because then once these are done, they actually require some known oil to be put over them, just to dirty them up slightly. That's what I did on all the others. I just had forgotten to do it on this guy, which means his friends also need to have the same process done. Both sides. One and right, done on that one. Let's go through and make sure we get the rest of these actually done while we're thinking about it. They're all in different bloody places. That's random. Interesting. Anyway, doesn't matter. We will need to. No, I've already did that. No, just double check. I thought, shit, I hadn't done it on the last command of it. No, I got it done. I do actually have to go back through and I just realised there's a few other crisis suits that definitely don't have this completed. And it was something that I was doing on most models, so I'm just going to have to figure out why I didn't do it on a few and go back and do it, because it just allows me to break up the colour on the model slightly and give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more interest, and that's what I want. I don't want the models to be continuously boring or possibly be perceived that way, even though I've done this particular pattern with an intentional intent. So I just got to, it really just gives me trying to give them that, you know, official battle worn kind of look. You know, they've been through some stuff. Definitely some parts of the model will be cagier than others, and that's why I actually like sometimes to like the commander, just not the commander, that really is just the lieutenant or the sergeant. I have not dry brushed his upper body, mainly because I forgot. I grabbed the wrong guy, but I think being panel line, so I may as well continue on and get you done too. But because I like to give some character sometimes, so some of these guys definitely make it look like they've been around the traps. They've been really fighting for years, and we would say that gentleman that has managed to appear in a nice, crisp, non-dry brush suit. Yes, it's panel lined, but it looks rather crisp to the others because he's new. He's the new guy being promoted. So new guy got promoted, definitely deserves to have something different about him. So he's got that fresh white armour. And I've done that on a few models where I've intentionally not dry brushed a particular part of a model or a particular model, or I've really gone back in and ensured that the white, the highlight white that I'm using is the next level highlight. So I'm doing a double highlight white and really doing a less of an area. So we've got, oh, geez, I've only done two of these. I've got, when we look at it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just get this stuff out of the way for a second. 4, 5, 6. 6, 7. Oh, crisis suits galore that need to have this done. So let's rip into it. Let's keep going, and let's. It's going to slightly hold progress on what I was doing, but while I'm thinking about it and getting it done, it's better off than remembering it in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Going, I want to do that, and then having to do it when I'm not already doing it, which, to be honest, will be more of a pain in the ass than just doing it right now and having it completed. Because it's once it's done, it's done. There's nothing to stress about. No issues. Oh, another bites of dust. We will have to null oil all these guys, so we'll just sit that over there so it's out of the way. Let's fusion. Fusion 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, we'll say I'm missing a fusion blaster. That's going to be fun. I'll figure out where he got to. Might be in the box with the piranha and the devilfish, actually, to be honest. I do know, and that's where Commander Farsight and Commander Shadow Sun are. So yeah, he's definitely possibly already had this done, but we will endeavour to find out, because we need to get all these guys actually off my desk now that they're completed, so that I can store them. I need another storage case per se where I can get them out of the way. And that's why I'm saying about having to, I'm going to have to get onto it pretty soon to find my dib with all my magnets. Get onto it ASAP so I can get them all magnetised. Because I know I've got a big case under the desk, which the big case under the desk is great. It easily carries 2,000 points worth of miniatures. It currently has a little bit more than 2,000 points of Space Marines sitting. I think it's close to like 3,000 points. Given what's in there, yeah, just out of the way. I'm pretty sure there is a Vindicator as well as like two Redemptor Dreadnoughts, maybe even a Ballistus Dreadnought. This is just me spitballing. I'm trying to remember what's in there. There's at least 15, nearly 1,500 points of bikes in there. Not that much. Can definitely tell you there's a lot of bikes in there. 3 Raven squads with command squads and 1 Outrider squad with a chaplain, and it's only 3 Outriders, maybe 6. I'd have to check. I know I have possibly more. Again, have to check. Oh shit, I'm straight on that. We'd have to check how many Outriders I do have, but there's a few there. Next video I can get it out. I will possibly get it out and show everyone. If that's, it won't go in the Tau Collective. It'll go in the Dark Angels as a secondary folder on my page with stuff in there from me talking about my Dark Angels. Lucky last guy. Tufts all over this. These guys. Bit of variety. Try and mix up what's going on in the bases. Really, just something different. Gone for a full snow planet. The last one was very urban. My Dark Angels are all got, all of the bikes look like they're driving on broken roadway. It's all made to look like asphalt with some, stripes on it to show that it looks like a road. And a lot of dirt and broken up dirt, bits of, like crushed, per se, rocks and stuff. So it's all, there you go. So let's just, you've done both sides. You definitely got both sides done, and you definitely got school. That's that done. So that's that sorted out. Now we can hope to God that the first one is dry, which would be this guy. And I've just banged the bloody camera stand with my elbow, but there we go. So one guy over there, Paracute. Let's go through these guys. To Paracute. Go through the rack. Here we go. All the other ones I've finalised. These guys are definitely taking each other out with their weapons. It's might be a good time to push the little guys in the way. The Breacher squad, who are definitely a pain in the rear end, I would say. Down there, all in there, all in the in out of the way, per se. In the way, but out of the way. Just clean up the desk a little bit. Another of the fusion, and then we've got the three tower flamers and burst cannons. Because why not? Why not have fun? Why not have some randomness? And then once this is done, I'm literally going to jump straight onto those black bits that need to be painted a second time so we can get into the next step. Bingo, bango, bongo. All these guys are done too. Oh, the stingwings are fighting with the crisis suits. That's what we want. Good job, stingwings. All right, out of the way. There. And Black Templar contrast. Let's go. Start with heads and guns. And I hope to God that this is gonna be enough coats to just require 2 coats and be done with it, because multiple coats is a little frustrating, especially when you're using contrast paint. You just really want to be 2 coats and be done, but sometimes things take a little more than you anticipate for. Well, looks like it might be all okay. Yeah, definitely getting through. This model, at least his head anyway, we've still got to come back through and do right. Work on the gun. And then the legs, because the whole point of this is I want to have this guy completed, ready for gluing, because if I can glue him tonight or in the morning, I can get him finished. Oops, stop dropping the ball there. I can get him relatively finished. spin it around. And the point really, as I keep saying this over and over and over, I'm slightly feel like I'm under the pump, under pressure to get this done, which is not really helpful. I know that I've probably got more time than I actually think I do, given that the vinegar opens not till the first week of September, and we are still at least 1 week away from August. Well, technically August will be next weekend. So yeah, so at least being this far through, knowing that I really just need to touch up, clean up a few bits and pieces on my piranha, and try and figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint, glue in place and paint my a couple of bits and pieces on my devilfish. If I get lucky, I may actually get a over there. I may actually get a riptide completed. If that's the case, then that would be marvellous, because I can then throw that in my list. And as I said, it's 3/4 sprayed. I need a day, just a day where it's sunny enough outside that I'm not raining, just so I can warm it up the can up, get the last of it sprayed and dry, and then it's the same deal. Dry brush panel line and paint black, and that's the same things that have got to be painted black. You know, gun barrels, lower legs, feet. It's a similar pattern to the ghost keel. Head painted black, and then, you know, as I've done with all of them, a dark coloured lens on the model. And this is once I can flip this over one more time. Do this leg. Mind you, I believe this is drying while I'm going, because I do have the heater on. So if I am indeed taking a little longer than it would need, it may actually be drying on the spot, which might make life a little easier, to be honest. That being that if it is drying on the spot, I'm going to be able to go through and dry brush all of the silver over all of the black, which will then render that task complete. And also mean that for those black parts that need it, which is the guns and the eyes. I'll be able to paint in the white before I can add in the colours, and as per all of my if it's not been noticed, that's okay. Don't expect people to notice what I'm doing, but as for all of my minis, there is a gradient of, let's get the shadow myself, which is the way. Blue entered into the actual lip of the weapons. But what I can do, because I'm about to be at a point where I'm getting quite tired. I'm going to need to go in again with my blue colour and really work in get enough down that it takes on the blue that I'm after, because while this is a light colour, a lightish colour, it's not quite it can be dark if you put enough of a coat on. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is get that. This is how dark I need it to be. Coat so that it dries, and I'm happy with how well it dries. And as I said, because the heater's on, some stuff is actually drying a touch quicker, which means that that's done. We go to our dry brush, which is here.